What if everything you thought you knew about God, the universe, and the life of Jesus was just a fraction of the truth? What if a detailed administrative blueprint for all of creation existed, and you could read it? In 1955, a 2,100-page text was published that claims to be just that, a direct transmission from archangels, administrators, and divine beings. It gives our planet a new name, Urantia. It describes a universe teeming with life and purpose, governed by a complex celestial government. It speaks of space respiration, predicts subatomic particles, and rewrites the entire life of Jesus. This is not just another channeled text. This is the Urantia Book. And whether it's divine revelation or human genius, its vision of reality is unlike anything else. The Urantia Book, a tome of spiritual, philosophical, and religious thought, presents itself as a profound narrative that transcends conventional boundaries of belief and knowledge. Originating in the early 20th century, this work claims to be the product of celestial beings, offering an expanded view of the cosmos, the nature of divinity, and the role of humanity within the grand scheme of existence. The actual authorship remains a matter of debate, though it has been noted that it appears to have plagiarized multiple sources without attribution. It received various degrees of interest ranging from praise to criticism for its religious and science-related content, its unusual length, and the unusual names and origins of the authors named within the book. At the heart of the Urantia Book is the quest for unity among the diverse fields of human inquiry. It attempts to harmonize religion, science, and philosophy into a coherent worldview, suggesting that these disciplines are not disparate threads, but part of a single tapestry of truth. The book's title, Urantia, refers to Earth as the name of the planet Earth and states that its intent is to present enlarged concepts and advance truth. The philosophical underpinnings of the Urantia Book are as ambitious as they are controversial. It posits a universe teeming with life, governed by a complex hierarchy of celestial beings, each playing a role in the administration of cosmic order. At the pinnacle of this hierarchy is the concept of God, depicted as an all-encompassing source of love and the ultimate architect of the universe. According to the Urantia Book, the celestial beings are organized into a structured society, much like the human societal structures we are familiar with, but on a cosmic scale. These beings range from high-order personalities, such as the Paradise Deities, to various orders of angels and other ministering spirits. At the apex of this celestial hierarchy are the Paradise Deities, comprising the Universal Father, the Eternal Son, and the Infinite Spirit. These entities represent the ultimate authority in the universe and are the source of all creation. Below the Paradise Deities are the Master Spirits and the Ancients of Days, who govern the 7 superuniverses. Each superuniverse is further divided into local universes, each overseen by a Creator Son and a Creative Mother Spirit. These local universes are the fundamental administrative units of the grand universe, where evolutionary planets like Urantia, Earth, are situated. The Urantia Book also introduces the concept of the celestial artisans, a unique order of composite personalities who are the master artists and artisans of the Urantia, a state between the material and the spiritual and lower spirit realms. These artisans are responsible for the Urantia embellishment and spiritual beautification across the grand universe. The celestial artisans are not created as such. They are a selected and recruited corps composed of teacher personalities from the central universe and their volunteer pupils, which include ascending mortals and other celestial groups. They are commissioned in 7 major divisions of activity, including celestial musicians, heavenly reproducers, divine builders, thought recorders, and energy manipulators. The Urantia Book's portrayal of celestial beings offers a rich tapestry of spiritual entities, each contributing to the cosmic plan and the spiritual progress of the universe's inhabitants. These beings are depicted as both administrators of cosmic law and loving guides for the evolutionary creatures ascending towards divine perfection. For those who delve into the pages of the Urantia Book, the celestial hierarchy provides a framework for understanding the vast and interconnected universe. It paints a picture of a well-ordered cosmos, guided by benevolent and wise beings, working in harmony towards the fulfillment of a divine purpose. One of the most compelling aspects of the Urantia book is its detailed account of the life and teachings of Jesus, presented as a restatement of his mission and message. This portrayal seeks to strip away centuries of doctrinal accretion, presenting a Jesus who is both divine and human, a figure who embodies the highest ideals of love and service. The final paper states, "To follow Jesus means to personally share his religious faith and to enter into the spirit of the Master's life of unselfish service for man. One of the most important things in human living is to find out what Jesus believed, to discover his ideals, and to strive for the achievement of his exalted life purpose. Of all human knowledge, that which is of greatest value is to know the religious life of Jesus and how he lived it." The Urantia book's approach to cosmology is equally bold, offering explanations for the origin and structure of the universe that intertwine spiritual insight with speculative science. It speaks of a vast and orderly cosmos, where planets evolve and civilizations rise, each contributing to an ever-unfolding divine plan. There are some interesting scientific ideas propounded, but are expressed as facts and not theory. The authors of the book also state that factual truth is relative and may change dependent on where scientific knowledge happens to be. The Urantia book mentions the following. Electrons were made up of 100 smaller units of subatomic matter called ultimatons, and describes their orbits and spins. When I was studying physics and chemistry in high school, the smallest particle was the electron, followed years later by muons, mesons, and quarks. I think they are still searching for the even smaller particles. I believe that quarks, up-down strange spin charm, etc., are about 6 times larger than an ultimaton. We all know about the Big Bang theory. Rather simplistic idea, but fits in with our observations that the stars all have a red shift, and compares it the Doppler effect, but applied to light. The Urantia book speaks of our universe as a dynamic living creation, and that the pulsating nature of it as space respiration, and that we are at the tail end of a 1 billion year expansion cycle, to be followed by a 1 billion year contraction cycle. Astrophysicists are today trying to understand the relative motions of local galaxies and other seemingly odd movements and interactions of celestial bodies, hence black holes. The Urantia book describes vast, dark gravity bodies whose density is so great that light cannot escape it. Its purpose is to maintain a counterbalance to all material creation. The 2100-plus page tome was completed in 1934, but not published until 1955. It is considered by some to be an anthology of cosmological works. Critics of the Urantia book have raised questions about its authorship and the veracity of its claims. The text's origins are shrouded in mystery, attributed to anonymous sources, and lacking clear historical documentation. Moreover, some have pointed out similarities between its content and earlier theological and philosophical works, sparking debates about originality and intellectual integrity. Despite these controversies, the Urantia book has garnered a dedicated following, with readers finding in its pages a source of inspiration and a call to personal spiritual growth. Its vision of a universe filled with meaning and purpose resonates with those who seek a deeper understanding of existence and their place within it. Here's what Mark Wilson said about this book. "I have read the whole book several times and will continue to read it until I leave this good world. The authors so touchingly and brilliantly explain the science involved in the construction of the universe, its organization and development. The language used to explain the spiritual aspects of being a human transcend anything present on this planet thus far, in my opinion. I feel as if I am being gently led by both hands over the unsure path of terrestrial living without being pushed or demanded to be subservient. I feel empowered to share siblinghood with vast orders of beings, much as I feel honored to live among various cultures on Earth. It is nice to have an authoritative voice that speaks without rhetoric, but instead appeals to common sense." In conclusion, the Urantia book stands as a monumental and perplexing artifact of 20th century spiritual seeking, a work that is at once encyclopedic in its ambition, controversial in its origins, and profoundly influential to its adherents. It represents a bold, if deeply unorthodox attempt to construct a totalizing worldview, one that seeks to harmonize the seemingly disparate domains of science, philosophy, and religion into a single, coherent narrative of cosmic purpose and personal destiny. Its nearly 2,100 pages offer a vast cosmology, a detailed celestial bureaucracy, and a revolutionary reinterpretation of the life of Jesus, all framed as a divine revelation for a modern age. Yet, to engage with the Urantia Book is to navigate a labyrinth of profound spiritual insights shadowed by significant intellectual and historical quandaries. At its heart, the book's greatest strength lies in its audacious synthesis. It directly addresses the modern crisis of faith, where scientific discovery often seems to erode religious dogma. In response, it does not retreat into fundamentalism, but attempts to meet science on its own ground, offering a cosmology that speaks of space respiration, dark gravity bodies, and subatomic ultimatons. While these concepts often diverge from established scientific theory and are presented as unassailable fact, their very inclusion signals an intent to bridge a perceived gap between the material and the spiritual. Similarly, its philosophical framework, which posits a universe teeming with intelligent life and administered by a complex hierarchy of celestial beings, from the paradise deities to the creative celestial artisans, offers a vision of a cosmos that is both meticulously ordered and dynamically alive. This grand narrative provides a powerful antidote to existential nihilism, replacing a cold, indifferent universe with one that is purposeful, personal, and guided by benevolent intelligence. The book's theological centerpiece, its detailed account of the life and teachings of Jesus, is for many its most compelling aspect. By presenting a fifth gospel that expands upon the New Testament narratives, it aims to reclaim the human Jesus from what it views as centuries of doctrinal accretion. This Jesus is not merely a sacrificial figure, but a divine teacher and a spiritual pioneer whose primary message is one of loving service, filial relationship with God, and the inherent brotherhood of humanity. For readers like Mark Wilson, this portrayal is not dogmatic but empowering, fostering a sense of siblinghood with the divine and providing a gentle guide for terrestrial living. This focus on personal spiritual experience and ethical living over ritual and dogma resonates deeply with those seeking a faith that is both intellectually satisfying and personally transformative. However, a serious engagement with the Urantia Book cannot ignore the substantial clouds of controversy that hang over its origins and its integrity. The mystery of its authorship, coupled with compelling evidence of unacknowledged borrowing from earlier theological, philosophical, and scientific works, presents a critical challenge to its claimed celestial provenance. For skeptics, the book is not a revelation, but a sophisticated human compilation, an anthology of cosmological works woven together into a new tapestry without crediting the original threads. This accusation of plagiarism strikes at the core of its authority. If the text is not what it claims to be, then its pronouncements on science and history must be re-evaluated as the speculative products of their time, the early 20th century, rather than timeless truths. The book's own statement that factual truth is relative and subject to change, while a philosophically defensible position can appear as a convenient preemptive defense against the very scientific progress it seeks to encompass. Therefore, the ultimate value and meaning of the Urantia Book may lie not in its claims of divine authorship or its speculative science, but in its function as a modern mythos. In an age where traditional myths have lost their power for many, it provides a new, comprehensive story that gives meaning, context, and dignity to human life. It answers the profound human need to belong to something greater, to understand our place in a vast cosmos, and to see our individual struggles as part of a magnificent, ascending journey towards God. The final judgment of the Urantia Book, then, rests not on a binary verdict of true or false, but on a more nuanced appraisal of its effect. For its dedicated readers, it is a living source of spiritual wisdom, a roadmap to God that enlarges their concepts of deity, universe, and self. It provides a framework for worship, a call to service, and a community of shared belief. For the critic and the scholar, it remains a fascinating case study in modern religious innovation, syncretism, and the enduring human desire for revelation. It is a literary and theological Rorschach test, revealing as much about the seeker as about the sought-after truth. In the end, whether one approaches it as a divine gift, a human construct, or a cultural curiosity, the Urantia book undeniably succeeds in its stated goal to present enlarged concepts and advance truth. It challenges its readers to think cosmically, to love universally, and to aspire to a higher purpose. Its legacy is found not in the validation of its ultimatons or its administrative charts of the superuniverses, but in the transformed lives of those who, through its pages, have found a deeper, more meaningful, and more compassionate way to walk their path on Urantia. It stands as a testament to the unquenchable human spirit, forever reaching, forever questioning, and forever striving to find its way home in a seemingly infinite universe.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. I love hearing from you. Check out more videos on the screen, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.